Last episode saw us compete with the big boys and start our march towards the Champions League places. And today we're just 1 month away from the January transfer window and we've got a big run of games ahead of us. But as ever, if you're enjoying this series so far, please feel free to like and subscribe, and let's get into today's episode. Now, speaking of the Premier League, a dramatic last-minute winner by Jacob Ramsey against Arsenal helped us leapfrog them in the table and put us within touching distance of the final Champions League spots. However, after some up and down performances in Europe, we're actually struggling a little bit more than I would have liked to in the Europa Conference League group. As you can see, we are top of the table and we are in a strong position to head through to the knockout stages. However, with just 3 points separating us and AZ Alkmaar, we absolutely have to get at least 1 point in our very last game if we want to make sure that we secure our path to the knockout round. And with Legia Warsaw being the team that are going to be standing in our way of us qualifying for the next round of this cup competition, we've got to make sure that we stay professional, we get the job done, and we get at least a point today. As it is Europe, this is an opportunity for some of my fringe players to come back into our starting 11. Of course, Martinez does keep his place in goal, but Matty Cash starts up right back. Konza and Mings are partnered each other in defence, with Moreno starting on the left. Douglas Luiz starts in the centre of the park with Buendia and McGinn, and also Jacob Ramsey on the left. Leon Bailey will start on the right, and Jimenez will take his place up front. Alex Moreno, nice pass into McGinn, who took it really nicely. Jacob Ramsey to try and release Santiago Jimenez. Doesn't do a good enough job of getting there, but McGinn does, and he feeds in Buendia. Buendia on his right, into the bottom right-hand corner, and with just 10 minutes played, he gives us a 1-0 lead. Well, it was just all too easy. I thought the attack was done when Jimenez wasn't able to get onto the through ball, but McGinn pressed high, passed it on a plate to Buendia, and that was a beautiful finish past the goalkeeper. He celebrates 1-0 into Mark. Wow, nice turn to get away from one of my defenders, and now Mucci into the box here. Legia Warsaw looking to strike back immediately, and instead they fire it straight at Martinez, who in the end makes it look easy. Leon Bailey picks it up on the left-hand side. He's looking for options. Instead, he's going to fire this one all the way over to Jacob Ramsey on the left-hand side. A wonderful ball right across to the young Englishman. He can now find a ball into the box, looking for Douglas Luiz, who strikes with his left. In the end, it's rebounded off the defenders, and Legia Warsaw will get it clear. Looks for an option on the left-hand side, finds Mucci, who so far has been the danger man, but he cannot get past Matty Cash, and then Matty Cash fires a wicked ball into Douglas Luiz. Nice little touch into McGinn. McGinn gets it back into Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey now into Santiago Jimenez, who strikes, who scores. It's 2-0. Beautifully done, and the man who just cannot stop scoring in Europe has gone and done it again. Fabulous piece of build-up play. We caught them on the counter-attack, and a lovely ball from Leon Bailey, and a wicked finish from that man Jimenez. He's in absolutely sensational form in Europe, and he's done it yet again. He's given us a 2-goal cushion. We lead 2-0. Trying to go past Buendia. Does go past Buendia really nicely, but Douglas Luiz, the central defensive midfielder, with a wicked challenge, and now he can release Jimenez. Jimenez is going to try and cut this one back into Leon Bailey. He's got the pace to drive into the box, and he strikes. Good save, though, this time from the goalkeeper. Again, with a lovely touch and turn, feeds in Leon Bailey, who ends up going all the way out wide to Matty Cash. Dinks it back over, looking for the head of Jimenez. Just couldn't get there, and eventually Legia Warsaw do get it clear yet again. Jacob Ramsey looks for the overlapping run of Alex Moreno. It's pretty much been all Aston Villa, as you would expect, in the opening 45 minutes here. We've still got the ball. Jimenez looking for a second, strikes. Another good save from the goalkeeper. Leon Bailey will utilise his pace to get there ahead of the defender. Feeds it back to Douglas Luiz, who strikes with his left. Falls to Buendia. Buendia now into Matty Cash. Can he find some space on the right side? Whips a good ball in. A lovely ball. A brilliant head. It is 3-0, and surely that is game, set and match here in Poland. Well, we absolutely knocked on the door. We couldn't quite break it down, but a wonderful ball from Matty Cash, and an even better looping header from the young Englishman Jacob Ramsey to get his second in as many games. It's our third here today, and surely that is 3 points heading back to Aston Villa. Douglas Luiz at the start of the second half plays a wonderful ball into Buendia. And yet again, we are just carving them open here. Jimenez turns. Jimenez strikes off the post. Oh, they've made a complete hash of it. Can Jimenez get there? Yes, he can. And with the diving header, he gives us a 4-goal lead. Well, what on earth were the Legia Warsaw defence doing? We hit the post, and then Jimenez came in with a diving header to get there ahead of the defenders. They were just at 6s and 7s at the back, but that man won't care. It's his second goal of the game. It is 4-0 Aston Villa. Putzka, oh, lovely ball all the way over to Diaz, and Diaz now has got he's got an option of Mucci, the man who's been so dangerous so far, and he is the man that gets Legia Warsaw at least a consolation goal. Well, it was a really nice piece of build-up play. I did think the momentum of the attack had gone, but he just sneaked round the back of my defence. A beautiful left foot finish gave Martinez no chance, and much to my frustration, we've lost our clean sheet. Fires the ball all the way over to Matty Cash on the right hand side. It's headed down only as far as Buendia. We've pinned Legia Warsaw back once again, and we're going to try and look to restore our 4-goal lead. But just as I say that, we then go and give the ball away really cheaply. And now Mark Gual can stretch his legs here. It's 2-on-3 at the back, but Konza comes back across. Brilliant defending, and then ends up losing it. It's Mucci again, the goal scorer. Eventually, though, he does manage to put in another good challenge. He's been like a rock at the back of my defence as McGinn tried to escape the challenges in the centre of the park, but Mark Gual will now bring it forward. All of a sudden, that goal has given Legia Warsaw a little bit more courage to try and bring the ball forward, but in the end, they don't manage to do anything with it, and we can escape with the ball. Jacob Ramsey now down the left-hand side feeds a wonderful ball into John McGinn, and he can now drive into the box. McGinn has options. He doesn't decide to use them. Instead, he decides to absolutely smash the ball into the top right-hand corner to restore our 4-goal cushion. Well, once again, we hit them on the counter-attack, and this time it is this man, John McGinn, the captain, with a wicked strike. He had acres of space, he did have options to pick out, but instead knew he could do it. He fired us into a 5-1 lead, and that surely is that today. Kaputska wins the ball back high for Legia Warsaw. End-to-end stuff here in the back end of the second half. He's done a wonderful job of getting back into the box, but Tyrone Mings makes amends for his earlier mistake. And again, we can bring the ball back out of defence, and now we can try and hit them on the counter-attack, perhaps for the 6th time in this game, as Jacob Ramsey releases John McGinn yet again to drive into the box. He takes it on, and he scores his 2nd. It is our 6th. And it is an absolute rout here in Poland. It was another incisive counter-attack and another opportunity for John McGinn to get on the score sheet. A fabulous finish again with his left foot. He will be delighted. It is 6-1. Well, it was a game that we absolutely had to do a good job in, and my word, did we do just that. A stellar performance from the whole team, another stellar performance from this man in Europe. 2 goals to his name, and 6 goals to our name means at full time it finishes Legia Warsaw 1, Aston Villa 6. This man, Santiago Jimenez, just cannot stop scoring in Europe. It's his 8th goal in the competition, and his 10th goal overall, and somehow he finds himself our top goal scorer this season, despite not scoring in 7 Premier League appearances. John McGinn, though, continues his fine run of form. It's 22 appearances, 4 goals and 6 assists for our club captain, and another stellar performance to help us secure top spot in the Europa Conference League and easily seal our place in the knockout rounds. It's straight back to the Premier League though, and we've carried over that fabulous goal-scoring form right into our very next game away from home against Brentford, as we have absolutely smashed them 4-0. And it means for the first time in this season, we have lifted ourselves up to the final Champions League spot. We sit in 4th place. We've leapfrogged the likes of Manchester United, Arsenal and Nottingham Forest, and we are now just 4 points away, 7 points away from Liverpool, who sit at the top of the table. However, in other domestic news, having beaten Manchester United 1-0 in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup, we have been drawn against Newcastle United in the quarter-finals, as we have a wonderful opportunity to try and secure our first piece of silverware this season. And whilst the board have higher expectations in terms of us qualifying for the Champions League and winning the FA Cup, I'm still seeing this as a wonderful opportunity to try and build morale, secure my status as a hero amongst the fans, and also try and help fill a trophy cabinet that is looking pretty sparse over the last few decades. Standing in our way though will be a Newcastle United team who will be just as desperate as we are to try and secure their first piece of silverware this season. Their trophy cabinet is looking just as sparse as ours has been over the last few decades, and this is a wonderful opportunity for both teams to try and break their duck here today. We welcome them to Villa Park, but we are confident we can try and secure our path to the next round of the Cup competition. As we're into December and it's a very busy festive period at the moment, more fatigue has crept into the squad, and it means several more enforced changes have had to be made to my starting 11. Martinez, of course, keeps his place, as does Sacha Bowie on the right-hand side. Konza is partnered by Pau Torres in the centre, and Moreno comes in on the left-hand side of defence. Kamara, Tielemans and Jacob Ramsey start in the centre of the park. Zaniolo on the left, Moussa Diaby on the right, and Jimenez comes in, who deputises for Ollie Watkins, who drops to the bench. Nice short pass into Tielemans, who turns the Newcastle midfield really nicely, and he releases Moussa Diaby, who's got the pace to get away from the Newcastle defence, and now he brings it infield. This is lovely play from the Frenchman. Tried to just feed it in, to Jimenez. Couldn't quite make it count, and Newcastle just about managed to clear their lines. Alexander Isak for Newcastle, lovely pass right down the right hand side into Almiron, who's taken it brilliantly, and he's just fired his way past Alex Moreno, fired a wicked ball across to absolutely no one, and that's a big opportunity wasted for Newcastle. Yuri Tielemans, Nice pass forward into Jimenez, who's dropped deep, and he finds Sacha Boey. Sacha Boey back into Jimenez. He finds a ball back into Tielemans. Lovely play here. Tielemans has it. Tielemans tries to play it across. He should have taken it on and shot. The central midfielder was too unselfish there. Anderson for Newcastle now to drive into the box. They're looking to strike back immediately, and Alexander Isak does just that. He fires them into the lead here with a fabulous low drive into the bottom right-hand corner. Well, from us almost scoring at one end of the pitch to conceding at the other end. A shocking piece of play and a shocking piece of defending from my defence. Alexander Isak, though, is delighted. He won't care one bit. It's 1-0 Newcastle. Yuri Tielemans has just got to try and put that missed chance to bed now. But just as I say that, we've got to give him the ball away really cheaply. We've got to make sure our heads don't drop as Pau Torres goes and gives away a corner. It's a corner that Newcastle are shaping up to take short. Looks like it's Bruno Guimaraes, who's played it short to Almiron. He's still got the ball, fires it across to Alexander Isak, the goal scorer, straight into the arms of Emi Martinez. Musa Diaby. Nice pass into Sacha Boey, who brings it out of defence, and now he will lay a ball back into the path of the speedy Frenchman, who drives into the Newcastle penalty area. He's looking for a cutback, doesn't manage to find it. Bruno Guimaraes is just in the way, and they hack it clear. Alex Moreno with the throw, short into Jacob Ramsey. Kamara now has it. He also goes short into Yuri Tielemans, turns really nicely. Tielemans learns to strike, and it's deflected for a corner. And it is one that man, Yuri Tielemans, is going to take. He's been heavily involved so far, but he's yet to find the back of the net. Can he get an assist, though? And it's Konza straight at the goalkeeper. Another corner here, back to back. We have to make these opportunities pay. Konza back into the box, and he just put it wide. I know, that was a big opportunity missed. Longstaff for the short free kick for Newcastle. Almiron has it again, tries to play a ball through, well intercepted by Pau Torres, and then Hall wins it back well into Anthony Gordon, who stretches away from Konza, who strikes. Good save from Martinez. It's Almiron who's going to take the corner. He's another man who's been heavily involved so far for Newcastle. But it's a poor corner, it's headed away by Yuri Tielemans. Almiron will get a second chance, though, to put it back into the box. It's Anderson who now has it. It's Jimenez who's back defending. And eventually Pau Torres can clear his lines. And now Musa Diaby can try and break as the referee blows for half-time. Well, we are 1-0 down at the start of the second half, and we've got just 45 minutes to try and turn this game on its head. We've got to get 2 goals. Can we do it? Time will tell. Almiron tried to come across, but Pau Torres did enough to stop him from getting past, but eventually he does manage to get the ball back. He drives into the box, into Alexander Isak, who just like that, within the first 5 minutes, doubles Newcastle's lead here at Villa Park. Well, we were caught napping on the left-hand side. Where on earth Alex Moreno was, I've got no idea. And that forced Pau Torres to be pulled out of position. And then it was a short ball in to Alexander Isak. And when he is inside your 6-yard box, he will make you pay. A lovely volley. Could Martinez have done more? Perhaps he could have. But Alexander Isak, once again, will not care. It is Newcastle 2, Aston Villa 0. Zaniolo, who's been a pretty peripheral figure so far in this game, is going to try and see if he can burst this Aston Villa team into life here. And he drives into the box, does a really good job, cuts it back to Jacob Ramsey. What a save from Pope. Leon Bailey honours a substitute to take the resulting corner, and he fires it in looking for the head of Yuri Tielemans. Doesn't manage to find it, but he will get a second opportunity to try and play it back in. He finds Jacob Ramsey, though, again. He ends up getting all over the place, but somehow manages to wriggle his way into the box. And my word, he has done just what I needed him to, just at the right time. This man just cannot seem to stop scoring at the moment. Well, I thought the chance was gone. He was wriggling around all over the place, and somehow he got very lucky. He managed to go past 3 Newcastle players, get to the edge of the 6-yard box, and with his left foot, drove a low shot past Nick Pope. He made him pay, and he dragged us right back into this game. It is 2-1, and we can do this. Salas for Newcastle. We are pressing them high, but so far at the moment, Newcastle still have the ball, and Longstaff has managed to wriggle away from Alex Moreno. Now Almiron to get away from Pau Torres. He's absolutely taken out, and Newcastle have a free kick in a dangerous area, and it's one that the danger man Alexander Isak is going to take. A very strange decision from Newcastle, and a very strange free kick. It's a poor free kick, easily headed away by Yuri Tielemans, but then Kamara goes and gives the ball away into Anthony Gordon. He's twisting around, trying to find an option, instead strikes with his left high and wide. Well, we've got just under 20 minutes remaining on the clock here to try and see if we can get an equaliser. So far in this second half, we've had a couple of decent opportunities that we haven't quite managed to take. This time, though, it will be the earlier goal scorer, Jacob Ramsey, to feed it into Alex Moreno, who's just straight offside. Trippier with the throw. Longstaff gets it back straight away. Really nicely done. Almiron now down this right-hand side. Tyrone Mings on as a sub. Can't put a challenge in. Alexander Isak looking for his hat-trick, but he blazed it high and wide. Well, Newcastle, of all the teams, are turning the screw here, and rather than just settling on a 2-1 lead, they're trying to exert their authority and try and make sure they can put this game to bed. But Zaniolo has got other ideas now as he tries to drive down this left-hand side. Feeds in the goal scorer, Jacob Ramsey. He finds Ollie Watkins. What a save. My word, I thought for sure then we were going to score and equalise this game. But a fabulous save from the English goalkeeper was enough to keep us at bay. And eventually Newcastle just about managed to clear their lines. Alexander Isak now to burst forward. He's being chased down by the substitute of Stupinian, but it's a brilliant piece of play from Newcastle, and they can release Alexander Isak yet again. Has he got the pace to try and get away from Tyrone Mings? No, he doesn't. He's run out of stamina, but Tyrone Mings has gone and given it away really cheaply, and now Newcastle have it back with Hammer on. Drives into the box, strikes straight at Martinez, who makes a bit of a meal of it, but Newcastle managed to keep the ball alive with Wilson in the box. Wilson, though, gives it away to Sacha Bowie, and now we can try and hit them on the counter-attack. Leon Bailey takes it really nicely, but the referee decides now is the time to blow the whistle. Well, the Newcastle fans who travelled all the way down to Villa Park will be absolutely delighted, as is that man Eddie Howe. A really frustrating afternoon, but we were undone by two brilliant goals from that man Alexander Isak. As the full-time hero finishes, Aston Villa 1, Newcastle 2. And frustratingly for us, another positive performance and another goal from this man was not enough. We are knocked out of the quarter-finals of the Carabao Cup, and our first chance of silverware this season goes up in smoke. But after getting back on track in the Premier League, beating Sheffield United at home in a hard-fought 1-0 win, things are still looking rosy for us in the Premier League, as we are now just 1 point behind third place Spurs and 1 point ahead of fifth place Manchester United. And as luck would have it, it is the Red Devils at Old Trafford whom we will be facing off against next in our very next Premier League game. Two teams that are in absolutely desperate competition with each other to try and secure that final Champions League spot, and two teams who will not be willing to give each other an inch as we desperately chase 3 points here today. A little bit more fatigue creeping into the squad means another few changes to my starting 11. Martinez in goal, Sacha Bowie, Konza, Torres and Estupinian at the back, Kamara, Tielemans and Jacob Ramsey start in midfield, Zaniolo on the left, Leon Bailey on the right and Ollie Watkins up front. So here we go then, an absolutely colossal clash in Manchester. Two teams that are absolutely desperate to try and outdo each other here today, and one team will hopefully in Aston Villa be the one to claim the 3 points as Leon Bailey now picks it up on the right hand side and feeds a wonderful ball into Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins to strike early straight at the goalkeeper. Estupinian trying to wriggle away from the Manchester United press. He's done a brilliant job of doing so. Jacob Ramsey feeds in Zaniolo on the left hand side. Zaniolo to strike with his left. Oh my word, what a strike it was! Well, what an end-to-end start this has been here at Old Trafford in the opening 10 minutes. Zaniolo pops up on the left hand side and he absolutely lashed a strike across the goal, and Erik ten Hag is furious. United are down. Aston Villa lead 1-0. Jacob Ramsey wins the ball back high in the centre of the park yet again. He's had a brilliant last few games. Zaniolo releases him now back into the box. Jacob Ramsey to strike. It's off the post and he feeds up the rebound, and Jacob Ramsey has got his 4th goal so far in about 5 games. This man is on absolute fire. Well, I thought he'd just been offside. The Manchester United players appealed, but he managed to spring the offside trap perfectly. Onana got a hand to it, and he just tipped it onto the post, but it fell beautifully for the Englishman, and he made no mistake at the second time of asking. Power to strike into an empty net, and he gives us a 2-goal cushion. It's 2-0. United pick the ball up, though, and they are looking to try and make amends straight away. They give it to Ahmad Traore, who strikes from distance. Oh, my word. What a sensational way to get them right back in the game. Well, my word, Manchester United, just as we had our tails high, bring us crashing right back down to earth, and now we are looking shaky at the back as Pau Torres almost gave the ball away to Konza there, but fortunately enough we do manage to wriggle away. But Manchester United with Malacia on the left hand side win it back, and now Marcus Rashford can go for the Red Devils. It's Amad Diallo again on the right hand side. He brings it into the box. This time Estupinian comes across, doesn't do enough. It's into Correa, it's blocked off, and fortunately enough we just get away with that one. But my word, look how the game can turn on its head. Zaniolo though will pick it up on the left hand side. Can he try and feed a ball through into the path of Jacob Ramsey? Yet he can. Jacob Ramsey doesn't take a particularly good touch though, and now Manchester United can break away with Ahmed Diallo on the left hand side. He brings it back into Correa. End-to-end stuff here at Old Trafford. He passes a wonderful ball through into Rashford. Oh, it was an absolutely finesse finish. And just like that, Manchester United are back on level terms. What on earth is happening here at Old Trafford? Our defence has fallen asleep in the last 5 to 10 minutes, and they make us pay. Emi Martinez could do absolutely nothing about it. It went through his legs. A beautiful finish from Marcus Rashford, and Manchester United are back level. It's 2-2 into Yuri Tielemans, who took that one really, really nicely. Plays it back to Pau Torres. We've got to try and see if we can get a foothold and some sort of control back into this game. But Jacob Ramsey wins it well in the centre of the park. He's going to feed it out wide to Zaniolo. He's going to look to go one-on-one with the defender. Can he try and get past Dallo? Yes, he can, but instead cuts it back to Jacob Ramsey, the danger man so far. Jacob Ramsey on his right, goes for the strike! Oh, my word, there is just no stopping this Englishman today. He has been in absolutely sensational form, and he's got his second of the game. Well, I am losing count of the amount of goals this man is scoring in the last month or so, but this might well be the best of the lot. What a fabulous finish outside the box, and my word, he just looped it over Onana. What a goal! It is 3-2. Mason Mount to bring it forward. Amad Diallo on the right-hand side. This match is absolutely breathless. Both teams are going full throttle here to try and see if they can get the 3 points. Estupiñán though gives it to Leon Bailey. And now can he try and release Zaniolo? My word, this is end-to-end stuff. Zaniolo now to bring it forward. He just didn't find the right pass. And Martinez came across, but Zaniolo almost tried to challenge him. Doesn't win the ball back though, but we are continuing to pressure. Somehow Martinez has managed to wriggle away as the referee blows for half-time. Well, we've got 45 minutes here to hold on, but if it's anything like the first half, it is going to be another breakneck 45 minutes, and it's another half that you do not want to miss. Estupiñán on the left-hand side plays a wicked ball over to Leon Bailey on the right. He takes it down, but ends up losing a little bit of momentum. Skips away from the challenge of the defender, though. And now he releases Yuri Tielemans, who cuts back inside for Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins takes it on his right, strikes straight at the goalkeeper. Estupiñán with a powerful through ball on the left-hand side, who feeds it into Zaniolo, who's been a danger man so far in this game, but he doesn't do enough to get past Diego Dallo. And now he can bring the ball forward into the goal scorer, Marcus Rashford. The other goal scorer, Amad Diallo, now down the right-hand side. Rashford has it again. He's going to look to go one-on-one with Pau Torres. Instead, cuts it back for Amad Diallo. Lovely pass into Correa. Correa into Eriksson. Fired it straight at Emi Martinez, and that is a big let-off for us. Zaniolo, lovely touch and turn into the path of Leon Bailey, who fires a lovely ball out to Sacha Boey, who's got acres of space down this right-hand side, but instead decides to cut back inside, into the box, strikes. What a fabulous goal. Well, it's not often you see this sort of diving run and shot from Sacha Boey, but my word, he has picked the perfect moment to go ahead and do that. He had all the time and space in the world down the right flank, but he took a risk, came inside, and my word, it paid off for the Frenchman. What a fabulous finish. It's 4-2. Well, we had a 2-goal cushion at the start of the first half, and now we've got a 2-goal cushion at the start of the second half, but we've just got to make sure that we do not sit on our laurels and let Manchester United get back into this game. Lovely cut back into Amad Diallo, now finds Bruno Fernandes. He's looking for an option, finds Correa. Correa with a beautiful turn. Lovely touch into Marcus Rashford. Pau Torres with a huge last-ditch interception. Leon Bailey now to try and take it down this right-hand side. He's got the pace to try and burst away from the United defenders, and United trying to press high have left gaps in their defence. Leon Bailey cuts it back into Ollie Watkins. Didn't get his strike right. Onana got enough on it, and Diego Dallo can clear it away. Into Pau Torres. Lovely ball all the way over to the goal scorer, Sacha Boey, who surely has to have his confidence high here. Leon Bailey, though, feeds it into Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins strikes, and surely the Englishman puts this game to bed as he slides on his knees and celebrates, giving us a 5-2 lead. I mean, this is arguably the game of the season so far. Yet again, United are opened up at the back, and this time Ollie Watkins, perhaps at the third time of asking, gets his goal, and he gives us a 3-goal cushion at Old Trafford. United have a free kick in a dangerous position that Bruno Fernandes is going to take. Is he going to try and hit this first time, or is he going to try and dink this one into the box? Hits it straight at Martinez, though, made it look easy. Yuri Tielemans now, though, down the right-hand side. United have come in completely opened up here, but he just hasn't got the pace or the stamina to burst into the box, and he sends his shot high and wide. Zaniolo now, United heads have dropped, and if anyone's going to score, it looks like we're going to add a 6th, as Ollie Watkins into the box. Well blocked, though, by Martinez. And that will be that. I head over to Erik ten Hag to shake his hand. What a fantastic game we have just seen before us. It is no doubt the game of the season, and it's a game that we will be delighted to get the 3 points. That man, Jacob Ramsey, is the star of the show yet again, and his 2 goals were enough to give us a 5-2 victory at full time. Well, it's another brace for the young Englishman, and it's another 2 goals to add to his tally, and it brings him up to be our 5th highest goal scorer so far this season. He hasn't played that many games in the Premier League, but when he has played, he has scored almost every game. 3 goals in 5 appearances. What a season this young man is having. Now, interestingly, I did change his development plan at the beginning of the season to be focused on being a left midfielder, as I didn't have a lot of options on the left-hand side of midfield. But lately, I've been playing him more and more in the centre of midfield, and that seems to be where he is finding his mojo and finding his best performances. So let me know down in the comments below what you think I should do with this young man. Should I keep him as a left winger, and should I try and keep him contesting that position out wide with Zaniolo? Or should I transform him into a central midfielder and perhaps try to build the entire team around him. Let me know what you think. That huge win though has given us some daylight between ourselves and Manchester United in 5th place, and we are still just a point behind Spurs, and we are just 5 points now behind league leaders Liverpool. Is an unlikely title challenge on the cards for Aston Villa, but frustratingly we are being brought right back down to earth in our very next game. It's a frustrating draw at home to Burnley, as we can only do enough to draw 1-1 and only take 1 point. We do still keep our place in 4th position, but all that good work against Manchester United is thrown out the window as we now fall to 3 points behind 3rd place Spurs. And with that game being the last game of 2023 in this career mode, the January transfer window is now officially open. And with £22 million left in the budget, I perhaps think we might just have wiggle room to bring in one more player this window. But with my squad performing well in pretty much all the cup competitions and every single player in my starting 11 being at least 80 rated, I'm not quite sure right now what area of this team I need to improve. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. Who would you like to see play their trade in an Aston Villa shirt for the remainder of the season? And what areas of this team do you think I need to improve if I want to take the next step and try and qualify for the Champions League? But that is it for the end of today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.